Gareth Bales, Aaron Ramsey's, Joe Allen's. These young kids will have the experience and they'll be able to go and help them, and I really think it'll be a big benefit to Welsh football.
So Wales back in red on the road again. Doing a little bit of checking earlier on actually, and the last time that Ryan Giggs started with a back three was that game at the Millennium Stadium against Spain. That didn't go.
It goes better than that game, but I think it's a good option. It's important for international football to have two different systems which could work, and with the absence of Kiefer Moore, it's important Wales have this different way of playing.
Well, now more so than ever, flexibility is important in personnel and in system and in mentality. Harry, after their playoff defeat, can they take advantage? An early goal would certainly help expose any cracks in the character that might be there. On the flip side, Bulgaria will be looking to put all their recent travails, and there have been plenty of those, behind them with a zesty start here. Ampadu, well, he's in the position where Davey probably put in his best performance for Wales very early on in his international career, but that standout one in the last Nations League against the Republic of Ireland when he ran the show in Cardiff. It'll be interesting to see how he slots back in there, having had a little run at the back.
I think playing all these different positions will definitely help him mature as a player. I do think as time goes on he will end up a centre defender. I think he's got all the attributes apart from the physicality which will come. He has the ability to run the game at such a young age, and he'll do that for Wales from the midfield. And he'll be more of one of the senior players that they'll be looking for today. Even though he's only young, he probably has the most.
Well, a bit of pressure on the shoulders of Georgi Dementiev. Things can change very quickly. We were both there watching the reverse fixture 38 days ago in Cardiff, and Dementiev was seemingly the man to help Bulgaria. Just about 12 months. It's almost, well, it is in fact a year to the day since there were all those desperate scenes here involving the racism when England were playing a qualifier here. That led to the head of the Bulgarian Football Association and the head coach of the team leaving. And the rebuild under coach Dementiev seemed to be going okay, but it's really fallen off the rails, particularly in this window with that. So Finland's win rather earlier takes them on to 9 points in the group. Wales on 7. Assuming Wales can get what they want here, then it sets up a very nice looking winner-takes-all contest in Cardiff next month. Prize as well as qualification points and ranking points and finances. A promotion to the elite of the European game for the next edition of the Nations League when that comes round. Here's Mepham. Roberts wearing number 9 but operating wide, and Davis. Has that one worked on the training ground? Of course, he's suspended tonight. Here's Dan James with the Wales corner. It was a decent lead by. There's the signal, there's the delivery from Dan James, and it's into a similar area. Rode on. He got another bite at it, but leaning back, he hoisted it up. Nico Williams' header. Against Bulgaria, it was in glorious late circumstances after a match that hadn't really produced an awful lot in truth in Cardiff. It had a wonderful sting in the tail. That habit of late goals did desert them in Dublin last time out, Wales. That's still unbeaten, and with this wonderful defensive record, wonderful foundation on which to build success. You mentioned already, Dave, the interchanging up front that we're seeing from Wales. And the Kiefer Moore effect has really helped galvanise Wales since he came into the side. Without him, and this is the first time in in 10 games rather they've started without him. He's scored 3 of the 8 goals they have in this time, particularly important ones away from home. Just see how this plan B unfolds. Keep a lid on Ethan Ampadu's progress. Mepham's at the far post, followed in by Tyler Roberts, who thinks Wales. It's floated in invitingly. This time there is a Bulgarian head to ease it away. Mepham. Here's Norrington Davis. To Ben Davis, captaining his country again. Wayne Hennessy, who's broken the appearance record of his goalkeeping hero Neville Southall, as well as the clean sheet record, now closing in on his pal Chris Gunter in terms of appearances. Yomov trying to get in behind Chris Mepham. Looked lively, although it was too little too late against Hungary. They were already 3-0 down. Here's Norrington Davis. Roden keeps it ticking over to Mepham. Nico Williams. Early ball in, and that was very nearly very good.
That was absolutely brilliant from Nico Williams to have the confidence early on in that move to receive a throw in right back in Wales' own third, to then switch the ball across the box. Really showed his Premier League quality, and that resulted in the Bulgarians getting moved around, and then it finished with another Nico Williams cross. It was a really good move by Wales. All started from Nico Williams. Was back to cover it.
Here's Cicinho. He made his debut in Cardiff against Wales.
Very impressive as well.
Yeah, he was one of their standout players, wasn't he? Nedyalkov. Krajev's there, but Hennessy's there first. And now Rhys Norrington Davis can bring it out for Wales. To Dan James. He's halted by Karabelyov. Flag stays down. Just about kept in by Karabelyov. Mepham gets it away, but it'll come back. Nedelef. Bulgaria just asking a few questions now. Moving the ball much better. Cicinho. Yomov. Back to Cicinho. Flag up.
A vicious ball in there by Nedyalkov. Wayne Hennessy, superb to come out there and get a good clean punch on it. I say Wayne Hennessy, even though he's not getting his club football at the moment, he's been so impressive for Wales over these last 3 games, as he always has been for Wales.
Nico Williams. Ben Davis. Rhys Norrington Davis. And that will be
in this system. It allows Harry Wilson to get in pockets like that when Wales do keep the ball across the back 3, constantly moving that Bulgarian midfield, and then you will see the little gaps arise.
Look at Bulgaria's results over the last couple of years and see that they've only won 1 of their last 18 games. You could maybe be lulled into the...
Especially over these these last few games, the quality of the games, the intensity of the games, they've really suffered with the amount of football that these players are playing at the moment. Ryan Giggsby hoping that they can just muster some energy to put on a big performance here before they go back to their clubs, because it is a big ask, all the travelling, the amount of games they're playing, the training sessions, not a lot of time to work on the training pitch with the players. It seems crazy to have so many international fixtures in this short period of time.
And I'd imagine, Dave, you know, quite a big part of when you're away, you go for your walks, you get a bit of fresh air, you have a bit of downtime. That's all massively impinged on now with the COVID bubbles that all these nations have to go through in order to travel and to get these games on safely.
Yeah, it must be. I remember the longer trips like these, the 10-dayers, you needed to get out and about, whereas just going for a coffee or something. Where these boys now, they'll be, say, stuck in their hotel rooms. It'll be difficult mentally. Obviously, the team spirit, you won't be able to see each other as much and spend as much time with each other. So I think it's a new circumstances for everyone. It is difficult.
There's a different sort of degree of professionalism required on and off the pitch in order to perform under these circumstances. I think we saw as well in the international window, which came about before most players had started their season, that scoring goals is often the one thing to suffer. Here's Nico Williams. Well, he's allowed to carry on. Dan James, looked like he was pushed over there, but the referee from Azerbaijan didn't see it that way.
I'll say it, Ryan Giggsby happy with Wales' start.
Coming into this round of matches, just 7 goals scored in the 6 games. Obviously one more scored as the Republic of Ireland fell to defeat again earlier against Finland. Here's James. Smith. Well, that did look like a free kick, and it is given. So in the mix, but it's made for Wilson, and he puts it over.
But if Harry Wilson's left foot, he'll be disappointed not to make the goalkeeper work there. It's not quite happening for Harry Wilson in a Welsh shirt at the moment.
Nico Williams, his club mate at Liverpool, and they've started recently. Slid down the line, rather telegraphed.
I think the coaches gave it away. I think if the Bulgarians spoke any English, they'd have known that one was coming.
Now, even though there are a few fans, 8,500 tickets, by the way, were available for the Vasilevsky Stadium. Doesn't look like there are that many inside here tonight. But, without a full house, without all the noise that brings, harder for the coaches to keep secrets, isn't it? Williams. Dan James looking for the early ball. Espadov. Nedyalkov on the end of it for Bulgaria, but this is Mepham now for Wales. Neatly shielded by Karabelyov. Tergiev. One of a handful of players who weren't actually involved in the meeting in Cardiff. He slipped away there, Despadov. Back comes Mepham. Wins it fairly. And it could open up for Wales. 3-on-3 at the moment. James. Wilson with the corner. Here's Kraev, the centre forward, back on the edge of his own penalty area. Ben Davis. Nico Williams. Brought down really nicely by Harry Wilson. And he was offside. And a good bit of variety to the Welsh play there.
That was a brilliant run by Harry Wilson. And what about that touch? Unfortunately, it bounced up and hit his hand, or if it is offside. But once again, it's Nico Williams who saw the run and executed the pass.
Nico Williams puts in a good performance down the right. It's going to be an interesting battle for that position in the years to come.
Yeah, most certainly is, Bill, and you've got to feel for Connor Roberts a little bit that he's done nothing wrong for his position to come under any sort of...
Chris Gunter, who came off the bench against England, hit 97. Must see those 100 caps looking ever more elusive, perhaps.
I did hear him the other day describing these last 10 caps like he was a night watchman at the cricket, just trying to plod away and get the singles.
He's at the wrong end at the moment. He's not facing any deliveries, is he?
Most definitely. I do really hope he gets the 100 caps, so he deserves it. An unbelievable servant for Welsh football, along with Wayne Hennessy. For them two to get to that magic number, which no other Welshman has done before.
And for the record, Gunter 97, 94th cap for Wayne Hennessy tonight. Tyler Roberts. One of the main problems this Bulgaria side have had under their manager Georgi Dementiev is scoring goals. This is his 8th game in charge. They've only scored 3 in the previous 7. The only goals they've scored were the winner in what was a morale-boosting win against the Czech Republic at the end of the last qualification campaign. Called goal scorers. It seems a long way away at the moment. 48 international goals sees Dimitar Berbatov as their all-time record goal scorer. Dimitrov's header. Wilson's for Wales. Now Smith. There's a lot of learning on the job in a way for Wales tonight. You look at the ages of this starting 11. 8 of the 11 who started here tonight are 22 or under.
It is invaluable experience moving forward, though. I look back to John Toshak's era and the amount of caps that he gave young players. It never really worked that well in the games, but then you look to the experience that players like Gareth Bale, Aaron Ramsey all gained from that, and that was the generation that went on to do ever so well in Euro 2016. there's definitely benefit from picking the younger players. It looks like Ryan Giggs isn't going to move backwards at all. He had plenty of opportunity to pick some more experienced players in this squad. Maybe cover for Kiefer Moore and Sam Vokes, and James Jester as well at Stoke playing regularly and not getting a look in. So this is the way Ryan Giggs is going to go, and at the moment it seems to be the right decision.
Yeah, the debut to Rhys Norrington-Davies is the 19th that he has given out since he has been in charge of the Welsh national side. As we touched on earlier, 8 of this starting 11, all given their debuts by the current head coach. Future looks bright, doesn't it? Here's Wilson. And a free kick.
So far in this Nations League campaign, in terms of the movement, the intensity they're playing at, it's been an impressive start, and it's more going back to the ways that there was when they started under Ryan Giggs. Maybe having Kiefer Moore in the team at times has forced Wales' hand into the way they're going to play. But this looks a lot more flexible at the moment.
Well, also, and it might seem a slightly perverse thing to say in the terms of without Gareth Bale they can play this way. When he's playing as part of that front three, he doesn't do the chasing of a man 10 years younger than him, does he?
No, not anymore, but you want him to save his legs for the moments that really matter. But you can see how hard this front three are working. The amount of times that Harry Wilson, Tyler Roberts and even Dan James have nicked the ball back by backtracking onto the Bulgarian midfield, and that sets up counter-attacks of Wales. It's definitely a real hard work in front three. It's not just the work off the ball, it's the work when they got the ball, the movement ahead, constantly trying to run in behind and stretch Bulgaria's defence.
Young legs that are full of running. Nedyalkov. A loose touch by Nico Williams, which presents a corner to Bulgaria. Delivered by Despodov, claimed by Hennessy. Wales look to spring forward straight away. That's why Dan James has been left up the field. Wilson in space on the right. James unable to find him. It was good tracking back in truth. But Wales still on the hunt. Get their reward. Here's Nico Williams. James. Ampadu. Ben Davies. The debutant Norrington-Davies. Mepham. Rodon. Tyler Roberts.
It is nice to see a European ref trying to let the game go a little bit. It doesn't usually happen in international football.
So 10 to go on the first half. Bulgaria 0, Wales 0. Wales having much the better of it. And if you go down a roll call of the most important players in Wales's first choice side, obviously Gareth Bale, Aaron Ramsey, David Brooks, Kiefer Moore has become part of that list as well. Joe Allen, who was still coming back from a long-term injury. None of those available to Ryan Giggs tonight. They can get a win out here. It would be a real shot in the arm. Really impressive show of the depth that has so often in the past been lacking when the big names have not been present. Hung up by Yomev. Desperov. One thing that has changed significantly actually since these two met in Cardiff last month is the rule about substitutions. It was only 3 back then. It's any of 5 that can be used now. Ben Davis. James. Norrington.
It was great movement by Wales. They worked the ball out really well. And then Dan James came inside to the pocket, attracted the fullback with him, and it gave Reece Norrington-Davies that space up the outside. Just held his run a couple of yards earlier. Then his eyes would have lit up, and it could have been a magical moment for him. Been quite quiet for him at the moment. He'll be looking to get in. Oh, it's very close. It does look like he's on.
Yeah,
but the movement by Dan James to create that space was excellent. He's become so much more intelligent as a football player since he's been at Manchester United. You see that with his movement, trying to get on the ball, the amount of times he'll run his defender away to come short, and vice versa. He comes short to Ben Davies to spin in behind. It's been a real asset of Wales's play over these recent games.
I dare say there's a fair bit of credit that can be laid at the door of his international coach, who knows a few things about playing in that position.
Most definitely. Ryan Giggs always been.
Kraev trying to help it goalwards. Davis. Mepham. Wilson. Dan James. Here's Smith. Kraev. Neatly worked again by Wales. Smith looking for Williams. Nico Williams nearly. Tyler
Roberts will be desperate to do well this evening in Kiefer Moore's absence. Try and stake a claim for a starting berth. We heard him speaking before the game, and you can see he really wants to be a starter for this Welsh team. Do you feel he could do with a goal or a big moment in the match just to lift his confidence a little bit? It's undoubtedly a huge talent.
He's become a regular starter for Leeds in the Premier League, hasn't he? Started the last 2 games. Here's Ampadu. Ben Davis. Misplaced pass intended for Smith. No way through for Yomov. Well, 5 minutes to go on the half, David. It looks like they've enjoyed this system, Wales.
I think they've looked a lot more comfortable than they have done in the last 5 or 6 games. There's been good performances and good clean sheets from Ryan Giggs' team, but they look very, very comfortable. The movement's so fluid, and all that's missing really is a goal. They haven't quite created enough chances, but they've been in good.
Well, there's this plan B, C or D, I don't know what you call it, but it's doing okay for Wales in Sofia so far as we approach half-time. Niedialkov.
So dangerous. Would you play him in a more reserved role in the centre of midfield, which me personally I don't think that's Aaron Ramsey's best position, but maybe with his age and the amount of experience he's got, he might be more important to Ryan Giggs in that position.
Are you suggesting he might be going back to the future, back to the 2016 template of glory?
Well, this looks very, very similar to the system that we played, and even in the movement and the way they do it, trying to get the best players on the ball in the best positions, and that is getting the likes of Tyler Roberts, Harry Wilson and Dan James on the ball in the final third behind the Bulgarian midfield. and it's worked well so far, just without that killer instinct. But so if the likes of Aaron Ramsey and Gareth Bale to come into this squad, it would be exciting.
Options. That's what will please the watching Welsh public and the watching Welsh coaching staff as well. Dimitrov, Nedelef, Yomov, that's one way to stop him, and Kirill Despodov.
Going back to those forward options, Bill, you have David Brooks to add into that as well, who, if fit and available, he has to be a starter.
Ampadu. Oh, he's done well here, Ethan Ampadu.
They've been very disappointed, haven't they? In their attacking play, there've been no real intensity to the way they've done it. The final pass has always been very poor. I must say, when they did play in Cardiff, I did think that he can create all sorts, but he has been a passenger so far this evening.
Right. And the first of the 5 changes available to Bulgarian head coach. We're going to find out, aren't we, about their appetite for this match, the home side. We're going to find out about whether Wales can find that cutting edge. Good pressure by Smith. Wilson goes to ground. Play goes on. Here's James for Wales. And the deflection carries it behind for an early Wales corner.
Wales out of the blocks very quickly there.
James with the corner. Cecinho with the clearance for Bulgaria. And Ben Davies, the Wales captain, back to Wayne Hennessy. Nico Williams. Here's Smith. Ben Davies. Wales moving it neatly. And goes down James. This referee is not giving too many free kicks for those sort of things. Well anticipated by Mepham. Tyler Roberts onto it. And over the top by Norrington Davis.
He's lit up, and unfortunately he couldn't get his body over the ball. He ballooned it over the bar, but it's a really good start to Wales. It's a little bit disappointed someone didn't break the middle of the box there. I think Dan James and Harry Wilson are both on their heels a little bit. It would have been a tap in for even if they could have got there.
Wilson. Cecinho flattered into Baghdad. It was quite a delayed reaction from Cecinho, wasn't it? He's had a bit of time to think about it on the ground. Maybe it'll spark Bulgaria into life. Neatly tidied up there by Ethan Ampadu. Now Roberts. Norrington Davis is lost out to Cecinho. Kraev. Cezinho tearing around like a man possessed at the moment. Wilson back to help out. Ampadu. Norrington Davis to Ben Davis. Didn't do him any favours with that pass. Here's Kraev. Fortunately, no one was up there for Bulgaria, for Wales. Well, nothing like a little bit of aggro too.
It's easy to clear the ball in the end.
Cezinho. Dimitrov. Ampadu. Well, he was suddenly pulled back out. Good tester from Wilson. Mihailov gets a decent distance on it. Tyler Roberts. Cezinho. Terchiev. Cezinho able to get it to Karabelyov. About as far forward as Ned Yalkov has been in this second half in the match. But he's lost out. And then he's kicked out. Dimitrov. Yomov. Desperov. Kraev waits in the middle. Just too high for the big man. And that's as close as Bulgaria have come.
Yeah, it's a big chance for Bulgaria. And that's what happens on the flip side when you do press high, you don't win the ball back, and you get played around. Bulgaria do end up on the backside then of Wales's midfield and work it really well out wide. And it's a good cross into a good area. Just couldn't quite keep it low enough for Kraev. The best we've seen from Bulgaria tonight.
Collision of heads that, so the referee's going to get some. Matondo looking to bear down and steal the ball. Roberts onto it now for Wales. Good lead by Ben Davis. Norrington Davis. Played down a little bit blind, but he's bailed out by Smith. Wilson helps it on, he's side down again. Just
wanting to win tackles, not scared about getting booked. Does make it more entertaining for the viewer. Just be matched by a few chances now.
Christian Dimitrov. Yomov. Kraev. Setkov. Smith. Here's Reece Norrington-Davis. Ravi Matondo. Norrington-Davis has continued his run. Matondo. Oh, Ravi Matondo.
Cross a little bit. Promising from Ravi Matondo though. Thought he was lively in his England game when he played. Lacked a little bit of end product, so that's a promising start for the young man.
He's having a difficult time in club football. Schalke not having a good time of it at the moment. Shepherded away from danger there, Yomov. Tyler Roberts patrolling the near post. Oh, if that pass had found its target, Nico Williams would have had a run on that. As it is, it's Bulgaria asking questions. Stabbed away. Drilled wide though. Nedellev, I think it was, coming onto that one.
It did come back out. It was Karabelyov who hit it. Very, very disappointing strike, and that does sum up Bulgaria's finishing tonight. We've got into some reasonably good positions, but the end product has been nothing short of woeful so far.
Well, that unfortunately has been the tale of their football at this level over the last 2 years, really. It's not a new problem under this head coach. They have just struggled to convert the few chances they create, and when you're letting goals in at the other end, well, then you have a recipe for problems.
Just feel it's really there for Wales just to go up another couple gears and to go and get that win, because to sit them on 10 points then going into those last 2 home games. Obviously Finland are going well in the group at the moment, so it's important if Wales can get the result tonight, it will really leave them sitting pretty at the top, and a chance to get in promoted into that top group, which has rewards with it, with some big games against bigger nations. Financially for Wales it will make a difference as well, so it's all there for Wales to really push on this last half an hour.
Nedyalkov getting forward well. Here's Kraev. Block away. Joe Rodon was well positioned, as is Tyler Roberts. To touch it here for Ampadu. Wilson. Norrington-Davis looking for Matondo. Ball was just behind Ravi Matondo and he couldn't manoeuvre it goalwards. Kraev. Despadov. Matondo. Smith. Well, Wales have. Tergiev to Dimitrov. Ben Davis. Hoisted high by Hennessy. Matondo underneath it, but so too the rather more imposing figure of Georgi Tergiev. Chetkov looking to add a bit of impetus. Despadov.
It's nice to see Ben Woodburn get a run out, whose Wales career and his football career has kind of been a bit stop-start of recent. He's always performed in a Wales shirt though, and he'll be desperate to prove a point.
Smith to take. Kraev Down, but not away yet. Here's Matondo. Traev. Was he blocked off there by Ben Davis? He sadly feels he was there, Kirill Despotov. I think that was cute from the Wales captain. Matondo. Well, Wilson's getting frustrated, and as he pointed out a moment ago, I think might be time for a change. Dan James, who was involved in that flashpoint with Cicinho, he was withdrawn soon after being booking. Here's Matondo. Couldn't find Wilson. Dimitrov clips clear, only as far as Smith. Roberts was in a lot of space on the far side of the box if Smith had spotted him. Matondo. Smith.
It's well defended there by Ben Davis. Keep the Bulgarians out, and in the Wales attack beforehand, it just a shame it came to nothing. Smith had a chance to move the ball forward, but he went back and the chance kind of went. It has been interesting to see Harry Wilson playing more of a false nine, more of a central role in this second half, and it's been Tyler Roberts who's been playing off the right. Just means Harry Wilson drops maybe a little bit too deep, so they haven't got that attack in behind, especially when they do get into the wider areas.
Well, Matondo has found the pass to Harry Wilson. He couldn't find a way beyond Tershiev and Dimitrov.
Forward pass, it's a lovely take, and in the end it's very good defending by Dimitrov.
Nico Williams. Here's Ampadu. Davis. Matondo. Smith. Norrington Davis. Harry Wilson. Well, the system does mean, I guess, Dave, that when they're in a position like that, a chance to put a ball into the box, there's not really anyone in there. Tyler Roberts deep. Cap number 4 for Dylan Levitt. Kraev.
Dylan Levitt trying to get on the ball early. Gets fouled, but he will try and create a little bit more attacking play with his forward passing.
Roberts, Johnny Williams in the middle. Matondo's put it over.
Tyler Matondo just needs to really concentrate on getting his knee over the ball there to hit the target. It's a huge, huge chance of Wales. Got himself into another good position, and he has to be hitting the target from that range.
Now Wales on the back foot with Davis having Despotov run at him, but Mepham got back very well. The advantage of playing with 3 centre halves. A change at the top of the pitch. Ismail Issa replacing Kraev. Wales might not be taking their chances at one end, but at the other, building up a very impressive defensive record. It's over 10 hours now since they last conceded.
They haven't really, when they have played four at the back, they've never really had two centre-backs who have been playing consistently together. There always seems to be a few injuries, so to keep so many clean sheets, it's been terrific, and it always just gives you that chance. We found that in sort of the lead up to 2016, that if you could just be in games, and you have players who can win the games for you, then it's a huge asset to have. Not something Wales have always had.
Falling because of injury means that Bulgaria have this corner. Ben Davies glances away. Nedellev, who's got a good delivery on him, and that's not a bad one. And Yomov couldn't direct it goalward.
Half decent chance of Bulgaria.
Desperov, no way beyond Johnny Williams. Issa touches it out of play. More plotting from Georgi Dementiev, the Bulgarian coach. That does tend to play out wide. He started, you might remember, the match against Wales in Cardiff. Desperov. And Rodon was well positioned to stop it getting through to Issa.
Goal for them to get.
Nedellev with the corner, gave that a bit too much. Nico Williams has lost out. It's out by Rodon, who urges everyone up. The first time in the match, really. Wales under the pump a little bit. Nedellev tried to go through a gap that wasn't really there. Johnny Williams gives chase, but it's helped away by Tershiev. Norrington Davis making ground confidently. Tyler Roberts likewise. Support outside him from Nico Williams. Ben Davies. Matondo. By Dimitrov. Here's Ben Davies. Nico Williams. Oh, it spilled, and Johnny Williams couldn't get there before Mihailov recovered.
It's a good strike from Nico Williams on his weaker foot. Makes Mihailov work, and Johnny Williams was on the scene there. If he spilled it a little bit more. Wales haven't done that enough, just taken shots, made the goalkeeper work. You never know.
Tyler Roberts has lost out, and that's a fair challenge from Anton Nedelkov. That's what the referee thinks anyway. Nico Williams running in behind. Johnny Williams! Oh! What a beautiful finish by Johnny Williams for Wales. swept home with a glorious goal. First for Wales on the night, and a first for Johnny Williams for his country. And that was special.
Nico Williams returning the favour there for the return game at Cardiff City Stadium, where Johnny Williams set him up. Splashed the ball across the line. It's a difficult finish. Johnny Williams just knows he needs to get contact on the ball. All the pace is on it from Nico Williams, but it's still a difficult finish. And he finishes with absolute aplomb. A wonderful finish by Johnny Williams. And I didn't realise that was his first goal for Wales. He seems to be around for such a long time.
And he's had so many problems with injuries. Such a wholehearted player, such a popular character. And that's such a lovely moment for Johnny Williams.
Can't reiterate enough how hard a finish that was for Johnny Williams. Although it was a good ball in by Nico Williams, there's so much to do, and he had to get it just perfect.
Now to protect that defensive record. And if they do get a 6th successive competitive clean sheet, Wales are going back to the top of the group. Bulgaria are showing ambition, increasing ambition as this game goes on. Cecinho could perhaps have been left, but Netom just wanted to get it out of immediate danger. And Nico Williams has gone in. Got a
Much of your side foot and go out for a goal kick on the near side, but just to help it on, and it's past the goalkeeper before he can even move his arms. A wonderful finish by Johnny Williams.
Williams is combined again.
I must say, I think in general play, Wales play better in the good areas, and you say there's 2 big chances.
Well, it's efficient in the extreme when you look at the scorelines. 3 goals scored in 4 matches, 10 points harvested, top of the group with 2 home games to play. They're looking, assuming they see this through, 1 minute plus added time to play in Sofia, looking in a very strong position in this group now.
Yeah, it's a different Ryan Giggs team to what we saw in his early tenure. A lot more resilient, knowing how to win games of football when they're not at their best, missing key players as well. To get 4 points out of these 2 games with the squad that they've had, the amount of young players, it's a terrific feat by Ryan Giggs and his coaching staff.
Well, we mentioned it in the first half, David, and I think it's worth going over it again. Bale, Ramsey, Brooks, Allen. They're the big 4, if you like. Brooks, the current player of the year, even though he's missed so much, he's still the reigning player of the year. Kiefer Moore, whose importance to the way that Wales have won games recently can't be overstated. None of those playing tonight, and yet they found a way to win in Sofia. Or have they? 6 minutes to go.
6 minutes additional time.
Yomov. Very well to prevent the corner there, Rodon. He's looked very composed in the centre of that 3, hasn't he?
Yeah, he never looks flustered. I think that position can really suit him. He has the ability to drive out of the ball. It's almost like he's got a footballing brain years beyond his own age. Controlling Chris Mepham and Ben Davis around him, always offering to cover them. And you can see why he's highly sought after at the moment.
And he could become a club colleague as well as an international colleague of Ben Davies before the domestic transfer window closes in the coming days. Bulgaria staring down the barrel of their 4th successive defeat. It's been a desperate week for them. Svetkov puts it wide. Nico Williams gets it out. Bounces over Cicinho.
Johnny Williams being the goal scorer, I think his introduction, his play has made a difference. I mentioned before there's not enough bodies getting into the box, and Wales are getting in cross positions. And even though Johnny Williams is playing an unfamiliar position like as a number 9 or false 9, he's still breaking his neck to get in the box. He nearly got on the end of the Ravi Matondo chance just before that, and then he gets his just rewards then for breaking his neck to get into the box, that Nico Williams cross.
I'll slide over exuberant. I don't think, unless the referee's seen something we haven't, that Issa's been sent off. Ravi Matondo wins it back for Wales. Still going, Ravi Matondo. He's got Johnny Williams alongside him. Now plays in Williams. Roll way too long. It seemed like he did.
Yeah, I think it was on earlier to maybe even go to Tyler Roberts on the other side. It looked like Johnny Williams' legs had gone a little bit there. Couldn't quite muster up the speed to get a lot further ahead of Ravi Matondo. I think with Ravi's pace, though, once he got to that last man and he did hold on to it, he could have gone himself then. He could have knocked it another 10 or 15 yards and gone past the defender.
Nico Williams. He's still full of running, heading to the corner. Under 2 minutes to go now. And he'll get a yellow card for that one.
And as you said, Johnny Williams has just gone. I wouldn't even say he's gone too early. Ravi Matondo held on to it for a split second too long. Go back to Nico Williams, another brilliant full-blooded display by him. He seems to have been everywhere up that right-hand flank and created the critical moment in the game.
Well, you don't want to get too carried away about a result against this Bulgaria side who are at the crest of a slump and didn't really engage for much of the match, but I think it's important to put in perspective what went Ryan Giggs tonight.
It's never easy to win an international football match, especially when you're travelling all over in Finland like they did, beating Bulgarians at home. Ryan Giggs has really put together an impressive team here. And they know how to win football matches, which has not always been the case in Welsh football.